Yeah. Let's see.
Setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. Hey guys, welcome to the Women of Wealth and We're Summit by High Demand and Special Request. We have an amazing guest with us today. She is absolutely incredible, totally magnetic, beautiful, smart, courageous, powerful, all the things. I am so honored to be introducing today Paola Rodriguez. Welcome, Paola.
Thank you so much, my dear Val. Thank you so much. It is an honor for me to be here, to be part of this amazing event and here with your community. Thank you so much.
Yay! Oh my goodness, you guys. So even though we are on opposite sides of the country right now, I'm in Oregon, Paola's in Florida. So it's like the furthest away you can get. We are just, it's amazing that we can be connected through technology and, just really jump in here and serve the community in the way that we are. And I'm going to pull up my screen here to see if anybody is commenting. So hello, Lori. Hello, Andrea. Hi. So excited you guys are here with us today. So I want to start out and I want to ask you, Paola, something I shared about you in the community is one, that when we were in La Jolla, California, you got mistaken for a movie star. You guys can obviously see why. She's stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. And I also shared a lot about, how you really have stood for transformation for yourself and how that's created a ripple effect in your family, in your community, and all throughout the world. So if you can share a little bit about you.
Yes, well, thank you first for all those beautiful words. I received them. Thank you so much. And yes, I was mistaken for a movie star. So I woke up in the morning. I felt, one of those days that you feel like, oh, I can't move. And so I just put a cap, which I never do. I was with my leggings and then lipstick. I can't miss it. That's the only thing I can't miss. So I was wearing lipstick and I went to walk on the beach and this guy approached me and told me like, I've seen you in a movie. What's your name? Like, can I take a picture? I'm like, okay. That was epic. And I shared it with Val because she's my buddy for life. So yeah, that's one thing. And yes, I was in La Jolla because we both joined a program in leadership. And what that has done in my life is it has changed everything, like from one place to another. I can't say how much it has transformed from last year. Not even, I can say it's only like 6 or 9 months. So the minute I really stood in my power, which at the moment I didn't know what that meant, the minute I decided or I chose to trust myself and say, I'm taking a step forward for myself first, and then for my husband and my children. And I didn't know that the ripple effect could be so powerful and it could impact so many people. So it has done for me so many things. First, I trusted to use my voice because I used to be quiet, like, don't ask me anything, I'm not going to say anything. And even though I felt like I had so much to say and to share, so using my voice, trusting myself, and really taking a leap and taking a risk, even if I didn't know how it was going to look like, in the other side. So I had a person that was absolutely incredible. She stood for me and she showed me like what I could do. And then of course it comes to us to really say, okay, I'm doing it or I'm just staying here. So at the end, we are the ones who put the stop in the possibilities that we have for ourselves. So at that moment, it felt super stretchy financially and in terms of time, in terms of everything. But I decided to say yes to myself. And I decided to say yes to my family. And I decided to say yes to my dreams. And what kept coming for me was, Paola, you get to keep your word to yourself, to that little girl, that inner child. You gotta say, yes, we're gonna make it. Yes, those dreams are gonna come true. And so this is the first step. So it felt like jumping into the unknown and like jumping off a plane. And that's how I joined, the leadership program. And then I enrolled my husband and re-enrolled him into that vision because he could not understand what I was talking about. And that usually happens, as women have this intuition and have all these dreams. And sometimes it's hard to bring others along, but that's part of leadership, like enrolling them into your vision. And so I started, little by little enrolling him. Then he enrolled other people. So that's where the ripple effect comes to place. And everything in my life changed. Like, for instance, we wanted to move to another city, and it felt like, oh, it's going to take 10 years to happen. And we moved to another city, and we both quit our jobs. I started my businesses. My husband did too. So it sounds like 20 years, but honestly, it's been 9 months. So, yes.
That is incredible. And I love that you talked about that your husband transformed too, because I'm thinking about in my own business. And then like, what I hear from other women is that sometimes like, they're like, but you don't understand. My husband doesn't get it. My husband doesn't get what I'm doing, or, fill in whatever it is. Like my friends don't understand. People around me don't understand. So like, how did you still endure that? Because I'm imagining there's probably a woman right now that's thinking that exact same thing. Yeah, my husband's not going to get it. Mm-hmm. So how did you, like, what did you do to have the patience to be able to enroll him too?
Yeah, so it was about letting go of control. And that felt really stretchy for me because I wanted to make it look a certain way. And I wanted to, like when you tell somebody, sit here, stand here, say this, look this way. So that's what I was doing with him. And the minute I realized that controlment or controlling was actually being the hindrance for to move forward, I decided to just let go of control and embody that person that I was becoming, and trusting myself that, yes, this is happening. And so what happens is that these people start seeing like, oh, maybe she's up to something that's serious. Maybe like they start seeing the change in you, even if they don't tell you. Because now my husband, he used to tell me back then, like, I don't see anything happening. I don't see any changes. I don't see any transformation. So in that moment, it hurt me because I was like, I'm working so hard and making all these efforts and he's not seeing it. But he was. It was just a matter of him like really admitting that was happening. So what I can say is trust yourself, embody that woman that you're becoming, embody that business owner, powerful, super wealthy woman, and trust that it's happening. Trust the process, trust yourself. And other people are going to start catching up on that and picking on your energy and saying, okay, so yes, maybe she's up to something. And what happens is that it gets to a point that they just come to you to help you, to collaborate. Vulnerability was key as well, because we usually say like, oh no, everything's fine, I'm not crying, everything's fine, I've got this. But the minute we really let go and be vulnerable and be like, this is my dream and we can do this together, or bring those people into your vision and enroll them into why it is so important for you, then it's like everything comes to place and people start helping you and telling you like, oh, this door is open, I know this person, and it's just magical.
Oh my gosh. I love that you said do this together, because to let you guys in on a little behind the scenes look, I'll speak for myself, but when we came together, when we were literally face to face, eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder, a couple of months ago, I cannot believe it's only been a couple of months ago, but we were both the type of people, I think we were pretty set in our ways, pretty independent. Like you guys would laugh at us. We would literally be like, oh, where's Paola? Where's Paola? We'd be like on the opposite sides of the building because we were just so like lone wolf, right? Like the lone wolf. I can do it myself. I've got these things going on, like kind of like, I guess, this might sound really bad when I say this, but a little bit like self-absorbed, like absorbed with self, my agenda, these things. And, you know, I do believe that the key to really building a tribe and building all the things that you want is to let people in on that vision and like really be honest with yourself, what you really want. And then like let people in. Like, I don't know about you, but I was terrified to tell my husband that I wanted to start my business full time. How has that shifted for you?
Yes. So it was back in September. We were at an event in California, and I told my husband I was very inspired by this person that was on stage, and I always wanted to quit my job, but I was terrified. And he was with me. I enrolled him to come with me. And then I was there and I'm like, I'm quitting my job. So when the guy came down, like he finished the speech, I turned to my husband and I told him, I'm quitting on this day. Like I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm quitting on this day. That's it. However, I just said it with this energy of we're doing this together, not from like, I don't know, you deal with your stuff. I don't care. This is what I'm doing. So I enrolled him into that. He supported me. And then I began to tell him, like, we're going to figure it out together. We can do this. And showing up, even though I didn't have it all figured out, which is usually the case for anybody. So you figure it out like as you go. But the most important thing is taking the steps and showing up. And failure comes, success comes, you know, everything comes. But as long as you show up and you're committed to your commitments, things happen and people just come and make part of that. And lone wolfing is so dangerous.
Yes.
Horrible.
Oh my gosh.
It makes things so hard. And but I mean, it's understandable that women, we want to say like, oh, I've got this. I don't need you. It's okay. I'm so powerful and I'm so like capable and strong and courageous that I don't need you. And that's hurting ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. And, you know, the cool thing you said that I hope people will hook on to this truth for you was that, you know, like you did it before you were ready. I hear so many women be like, well, as soon as things are perfect, as soon as this is in order, as soon as my kids grow up, as soon as these things, but like here you were a brand new baby. You had no idea exactly what it was going to look like. You didn't know, and you did it anyway.
Yeah. So when I hired my coach, I was 8 months pregnant. And my job was a little shaky because I didn't know if I could come back after giving birth to my child. Like it was so uncertain. My husband was bored in his job and he wanted to quit too. So it was all like a mess. So logically, it didn't make sense for me to hire a coach that was expensive. And like it was not the right timing in my head. But I said, no, now is the time to really get messy and say yes to myself and go for it. So I wasn't ready, if you want to put it that way. Of course, I wasn't ready. We're never ready. And then things started happening. I gave birth to my child. Like everything happened the way it had to happen, and it was meant to be, and everything worked out. So it's like when you're saying, oh, I'm not going to get married until I buy my house. I'm not going to have a kid until I have X job, or I have this, or I make X amount of money. It's like we become so like dependent on external things, and we don't trust ourselves that it's just going to happen. Yeah. So for me to really get to that point, what it took was just taking the risk and just going for it.
Yes, that is so beautiful. I love that you talked about we get to trust ourselves, because I feel like that is something that holds women back more than anything, is that doubt that like, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I make the wrong, choice or whatever? But like, honestly, and I don't know if this is true for you, but like, I don't think there's a such thing as a wrong decision. I think no decision is the only wrong decision, right? Because even if you would have taken that risk and failed, which I don't believe in failure either, there still would have been an outcome. So if you could go back to the version of you in September and give yourself like one piece of advice or one like, heck yeah, girl, you did it. Like, what would you say to that woman in September that was sitting in the audience of that summit or that event? And what would you say to her?
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink. Just say yes, like a whole body yes. Go for it and don't overthink, because that leads to paralysis. That leads to I don't trust myself. That leads to what if? That leads to another year of not taking action and another year of not living your life, the life of your dreams. So I would say the piece of advice is just don't overthink it and go for it.
Yes, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Alicia, who's watching, and Susan, and Miss Alex Lewis is in the house. Hey, girls. I'm so excited to have you here. So, yeah, I would love for you. I know that you have a beautiful company, which all the ladies on here, I think that was last Friday, were like, bring her on, bring her on, bring her on to show your accessories. Can you share a little bit behind the scenes? Like, well, I guess like to rewind a little bit, what drew you to having a beautiful business? I mean, your accessories are always amazing, always on point. That was like one of the first things I noticed about you. You had this really cute little like French little looking dog in your hair. And I was like, dang, this girl has got it. And so like, what drew you to having the type of business you have? And then could you share with us a little bit about like deeper understanding of how you're supporting people all around the world with this business?
Yes, so I've always loved to buy things from the little shops, from the artisans, from the mom and pop shops, and I love traveling. So in all those travels and visiting different countries, I would look for the little stores and I would buy something that I found that was unique, that had a story behind it, that perhaps the person who made it has a beautiful testimonial or something. So I would collect all these things and curate and then always go back to them and buy more for myself. It was only for myself. But I realized that these were people that perhaps didn't have an option of selling abroad or even opening up a big shop. And they had families and they had, their little communities and all of that. And every time I would wear something like that, like the little French dog and everything, like people would come to me and ask me. So it was something that would open up for a conversation and connection. And so me telling them the story of the dog or the hairpin or the necklace or the earrings or whatever, like it really lit me up. So it was like this combination of what I really love and enjoy and making an impact. So I decided to create a business out of this, and not from a standpoint of like lucrative type of thing, but more of like, who do I get to help? Who do I get to impact? And how can I make that be the bridge between the two and be a voice for these artisans around the world? So what I'm doing is I'm working with different people from different countries. And these are people that have been struggling a lot, but they have a beautiful skill, they have talent, and they're making beautiful things. And I know that women, like your community, they love being unique and really buying something that makes a difference, makes an impact. So it's not a matter of cheap or expensive or whatever, but really like who's behind it and who made it and what is that person going through at this time. And with these artisans, I'm in contact communication and in constant communication with them. And they tell me now with the pandemic, like they can't find, they can't purchase food or they don't have internet, or one of them had to give up his house and move somewhere like out in the countryside, because it's not like they have a job or a shop or a business or anything. They can't go out. And so they rely on somebody like myself to really have a way of finding that income. So it was like perfect timing for me to really support them. And it has been the case in which I've been selling and I've been wiring the money to them. So it's like they're receiving a paycheck per se. And with that, they support their families and they support their communities and they inspire other artisans to do the same. So that's one side of things. And the other side is really keeping the skill that they have learned from their ancestors, because sometimes when they don't find a person who buys their stuff or buys the earrings or the accessories, then they got to find another way of living. So another job, or they have to do something else. So that skill is lost over time. So it has, you know, different angles of to see it. So helping the communities thrive and the children that they have to learn from them and really value what their work is. So they love what they do, they love and appreciate their art, and they feel empowered because they see that people across the globe are enjoying that too and are valuing the love and the soul that they put on their work.
Mm,
And so I founded Unique World Crafts. That's the name of the company.
I love it. Oh my goodness. And how long have you been in business now?
So I've been in business since last year, about a year ago.
Wow. I don't know like what everyone's beliefs are, but you know, hearing that like a year ago you were inspired, and then in September you took massive action of like, look, hon, we're not going back. I'm not going back to my job. I'm going to like be a mom, raise the kid, start it, like go all in my business. And then to fast forward, have this pandemic hit, like there's got to be some divine inspiration there as far as like the impact you get to create now that you had no idea a year ago that this was going to happen. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
incredible.
Yeah, and sometimes, and you know, this, I used to think this way, and it's like when you have an idea of, I want to create a big business that impacts a whole bunch of people and the world, and I want to make a difference. It sounds like, you know, celebrity, 2 million followers type of thing. But what you don't know is that you can still make an impact by starting small, and the ripple effect is what makes the difference. So it goes like, now I'm impacting one person and that person has children, and then they have people around them, and so it brings it's so much, it's so much.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. And that's something, you know, I really try and press up on people, especially with this summit. You've been watching it, like, you know, that it's like whatever that thing is in your heart that you're called to do, like, really listen to this, ladies. Paola liked to go shopping in other countries and buy cute things. And for someone to say, like, yeah, I like to go shopping and buy cute things, and built a business out of it that is impacting lives in other countries, that's huge. So whatever it is that you feel in your heart, that pull, that call, like, go after it. You know, I mean, think about it. Like, Tiger Woods loves to golf. He gets paid very well to do it. Like, whatever it is, you can do it. Absolutely do it.
I believe that every woman has a gift, and every single woman is powerful. Powerful when she taps into her inner beauty. And what that inner beauty is the gifts of that unique, like who you are. There's no one else that looks like you. There's no one else just like you. So whoever comes in contact with you is absolutely blessed, because that's it. It's the unique person. And so you get to show up and you get to really believe in your gifts and uncover them and use them and make a business out of it. Like, we get to be wealthy and share with others and impact many lives.
I love it. Oh my goodness. And I know that you are going to share some of your stuff with us. So I would love to give you the stage now and have you share with the group.
Yep. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of things that I have here, and I'll be sharing the screen as well, because there's some purses that are on the site. By the way, you can go visit the site. It's called uniqueworldcrafts.com. And so I'll share screen here,
I'll
right,
put the
Val?
link in the comments too. Yeah,
Oh,
you can share the screen.
okay. Let
Should
me
be able
go
to.
and share the screen. Here. Okay, so here's the website, and I work with different like groups of artisans in Colombia, in Spain, and mostly women. Some of them are men, but mostly women. And so I have here by collections. So if you want to look for a certain artisan or a certain place around the world, you can go here. For instance, this is the latest line that I have, and it's a partnership that I signed with. It's called Bareque, and these are 60 artisans from the north of Colombia who are making beautiful, beautiful, beautiful handbags, and they make these by hand, taking like hours and hours and hours. And sometimes they are like the mom, the aunt, their children, because they learned this skill from like 4 or 5, when they're 4 or 5 years old, and they grow up with this. So this is a way of sustaining their families and really working all together. So this is, for instance, one of them, and they all have a meaning more than the story of the person who's making them. It's that the name that they put on all of these items take you to the uniqueness of who you are, the beauty of the woman, the power of the woman, the magic that there is in each one of us, and what we can create. So we're all talking about everything that we have in our hands, everything that we have inside of us to create amazing things and to impact the world. So every time you see one of these bags, you're actually buying this story behind it, and you're reminding yourself of what's possible. So if you go to uniqueworldcrafts.com, you can look at all the collections for the bags, and there's beautiful necklaces, like for instance, this collection that's called Zaragoza. They are natural flowers. So these are real natural flowers, and they're lacquered. And so when you wear them, like for instance, I'm going to show you one that I have here at hand, like this one. This is a passion flower. So there is no other that looks exactly the same. These are absolutely unique. So you can say this was made only for you. So if you tell me, oh, I want to buy 5 of the same or 10 of the same, there's no such a thing. There's only one of each one of those. And the bags are made upon your request. So if you go buy it now, it's going to say that there's only one. So if you want to purchase another one, it's totally possible, but then I contact the artisan and they start making it for you. So it's like upon demand. And so yeah, you can explore all the collections, the earrings, the bracelets, and depending on the story of each one of the artisans and the area that you want to explore. So I have 3 from Colombia who are from different places around the country, and different techniques. For instance, this one is called Melao, and he works with gold and with silver. And these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have that one here handy so you can look at it. And the colors, the crystals, and it's 24 karat gold. I don't know if you can see it there in the camera, but yeah, on the screen. Yeah. So, I mean, more than a necklace, it's the story behind it, the person who's making it. So this one is made by an artisan who, he is the one that had to leave his house and move to the countryside and just be like really like finding like, what do I eat tomorrow? Where do I live tomorrow? Like really finding on the go, like what to do in the midst of the pandemic. So every time somebody purchases something from the site, that money goes straight to him, to support him during this times. And that is why I'm so passionate about really supporting them. And we get to wear unique and beautiful things, you know, unique items that nobody else is going to have. Like nobody else is going to have that exact same necklace or yeah, the necklace or the bracelets, like this ones that are so beautiful. They have like all colors and flowers and feathers and things like that. And I'm just like obsessed with colors. So these are made by, these are by an artisan called, her name is Jimena. And her story is beautiful because her mom didn't believe in her and always told her, you're not going to make anything out of, crafts. So you got to do something else. And her skill is absolutely amazing. Like she does this, this technique is called Miyuki. And it takes forever, hours and hours to make this. And it's absolutely beautiful. So like every time I buy something from her, she really thanks me. And when I talk to her, she's crying on the phone and saying, you have no idea what this means, that you're buying something that I'm making with so much love and so much passion. And even though my mom says that I can't live off of this, now I'm seeing that it's possible. So we are helping their dreams come true as well, as we also do our business. And there's others that have been able to go to school because of this. And I don't know if I can share this short video here. So that's pretty much, and there's a whole bunch of things. I mean, bracelets of all colors, types, and stones, and made with gold, made with semi-precious stones. So you can go on the site and delight yourself and treat yourself, and also support the artisans and support the cause. Let me stop sharing here so that I can see you again. I can't hear you.
I was on mute. I had myself muted. So I was asking what people's favorites were. Mine was the necklace with the dipped in gold, the 24 karat gold one. That is so beautiful. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's longer than I thought it was.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't go with what I'm wearing, but just so you can see.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't realize it was so long. And then Andrea said that she loved the necklace with the little natural flower in it.
Yeah.
That was so cool, especially because you get like a unique one every time.
So there's.
Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous. Woo. Wow, that is so cool. Okay, so we need to have our boyfriends and husbands watching this, because instead of buying us flowers, they could buy us like a flower that lasts forever. I mean, come on. I love it.
Flowers, but lacquered flowers, like this flower.
Yes, I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what was your guys' favorites? Show us in the comments what your favorites were too.
Yeah, let's see.
So let me ask you, how, I was curious when you were sharing this, like, how did you meet the artisan? I always say that word wrong. Artisans? Artisans. I say it wrong. Oh, how did you meet the individual artists and forge this relationship and make this happen?
Yeah, so when I would travel to some place and I would find them, and a little, like, sometimes it's like a bazaar type of thing, or like an open air market or something like that. And I would love something, I would buy something, and I would stay there talking to them, like, really tell me about you, tell me about your family, tell me how you learned this, who taught you. And I would like really build very fast like connection with them. I would keep their contact information, and I would call them like randomly, like even before I had the business, I would call them and say like, oh, hi, remember I bought this and this from you, and I really love it. And some of them started with having Instagram, some others don't even have internet, so they have no way. But then I would be sharing like, oh, I bought this from you 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or whatever. And now when I opened up the business, when I created the website, when I created Unique Growth Crafts, I told them, hey, I have this. This is a platform. This is like a store for you. So send me things, send me stuff, and I'll sell it here for you.
Oh.
Of course, all the credit goes to them. Sometimes people ask me, oh, but you make them. I'm like, no, I don't make anything. And I don't have the talent to make anything. I don't have the skill, but I love it. And I support those who have the skill and who have the ability to make them. So that's how I have met them. And sometimes one of them refers me to their cousin or to another friend who's also an artisan. So what I do is I curate. So I first see what they create, how they do it, the material and the quality, and then I start working with them. And that's how I met a couple of them as well. And the other one, the line that's called Mareque, they are a whole community of 60 people. They are 60 artisans in a small village in the north of Colombia, and they are all related to one another, and their husband, wife, children, everybody works in the same thing. And they love it because they're living out of what they know how to do. They've been doing it forever. So
wow. That is incredible. I love that because, something that we've learned and something that I talk about a lot is creating those win-win situations where it's like, here the artists are getting this platform, this amazing platform, and you're able to do something you love. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. And sometimes we think like it has to be hard. It has to be like, long hours type of job. And it's hard for us to think that we can enjoy and we can have fun and we can make a business out of something that comes so naturally from us. So, and I know you've talked about it and you've done it yourself. So
absolutely. So I just want to turn it over and see, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Paola, either about her products? Susan said, make our husbands buy us flowers. Yes. My husband likes to pick them from the yard and I love it. Like, he spoils me. I'll come into my office and there's just like this beautiful bouquet, and it's better than him buying flowers because he took the time to actually, he does all the yard work. Like, that's our, the way it works out. Andrea said she also loved the gold feather one. That was my favorite. So
there's only one.
There's only one. Oh my gosh, there's only one in existence?
Yes, there's only one, like only one.
That's the only one?
Yes, only one.
Oh no, you're creating urgency here. Uh-oh.
No, I'm serious. There's one and only one. Like, this one is one and only one.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Is Alicia still watching? If you're still watching, that looks like you, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh,
black dress or white dress, or like now that we're on Zoom all the time.
Oh yeah, totally. So you have like your color pop, like, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
My color pop going.
Yeah. So yeah, there's one and only one. There's a couple that look similar to another, but they're not exactly the same. And so yeah, one and only one. Only
one. Just like you, unique women of wealth and worth, there's only one of you too. So treat yourself as valuable. That's a good point to make. So I'm curious to know, and I know we kind of talked about this offline, but is there a way that people, like, let's say for some crazy reason, they didn't want to buy a beautiful accessory. Is there a way that they could donate and support the artisans without going through, like, buying a piece if they wanted to?
Yeah, they can. Absolutely. They can Venmo me or they can PayPal me, and anything it translated to their currency, like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, even $10, $50, $100 for them is, like I was sharing with you, I sent $300 to one of them, and that was enough to live for 2 months. So $300 for us is like nothing, but for them means months of food and 2 months of really thriving, not surviving.
Oh my goodness. Wow. You guys, can you even like grasp that? $300 for 2 months. I know in America, it's like what the average income is. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But, you know, like we would need at least like $3,000 to, I mean, that would just cover rent here in Central Oregon. I don't know like what rent is around the world or around the country, but that is incredible to think about. So, ladies, I'm going to challenge you. That's right, because this summit is not just about getting inspired, you know, hearing Paola talk about her beautiful crafts and the business she's created. This is about giving back too. And as you know, last week we did a fundraiser for the Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter, which we were able to donate some money, and I matched every single dollar that was donated. So, and all of those dollars are in here. You're going to win something in the drawing. So for the next, what is it, Friday?
It's Friday.
Let's say until Sunday night, since this summit is actually extended. This summit has been extended. So until Sunday night, every dollar you donate or spend through Paola, make myself sweat here. Every dollar you spend or donate, let me know, and I will match it dollar for dollar so that we can support the artisans in Colombia. Yeah. So I'm going to challenge you, ladies. Every dollar you spend, I'm going to match it. So your impact is going to be doubled. So this is a challenge. This is a permission to get your credit card out and spend some money. Not that you need it, but you know, just let me know. Make sure I know. So I'm going to put what's your Venmo code up? I'll put it up right now.
Unique World Crafts.
At Unique World Crafts.
Yeah.
Venmo at. I had someone last week. It was so cute. They called me, or they were messaging me voice memo on Facebook. They were like, I have no idea what Venmo is, but I want to donate $40. How do I do that? It was so cute. I was like, oh yeah, so maybe not everyone knows Venmo, but if you guys don't know Venmo, you can always your link has, your website has like all payment forms, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or I can put the link to, I don't know, Zelle maybe, or yeah, there's so many ways. Like
take all forms of money. But so however you guys do it, make sure you let me know, because I might not know. I'll also be checking with Paola, but I will match it 100%. Every dollar you donate or spend through the weekend, I'm going to match it. So make sure you let me know, because I want to create impact in the world.
Beautiful, 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 super generous. And really, honestly, it breaks my heart to listen to this artisans and say, hey, we don't have, you know, food for next week. We don't have a place to, they're moving around and trying to find a place to stay, to live. And so it really, really, really makes a difference for them. And it feels nice in your heart when you see that you're doing something that impacts another human being.
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, because the whole idea of like creating wealth or creating abundance. Oh, you're so welcome, Andrea. So the whole idea about creating wealth is like, I think there can be a stigma behind that. Like wealth is like this selfish, you know, like people who are wealthy are really like self-centered, or they are trying to do it just so they can buy the Ferrari. But, you know, when I talk about creating wealth, and I know that this is exactly what you're sharing too, you know, ladies, the thing that I really want to press upon you is that when you are not living in the poverty mindset, and when you're living in a place of abundance and a place of wealth, you're able to give back to things and situations that you wouldn't usually be able to, like this, you know, like I give in several different areas, just because like this is the gifting that, you know, for me, it's God, like God has gifted me with this business and this abundance where I get to serve in different areas and give back. And honestly, like this is one of the biggest reasons why I want every woman in the world to be wealthy, so that she can serve in the way that is really true to her heart. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. That's what this whole thing is all about.
I love that. I love that. I love that. You know, I had a person that asked me last week, like, why do you want to have money? Like, why do you want to make that amount of money? It's a lot of money. And I'm like, so that I can write checks of $50,000, $60,000, just like if it was five bucks. You know, like I want to be able to write checks that feel like nothing, like
Yeah.
a lot, so that I can give, and impact. The more we have, the more impact, the more we can serve. So
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I love that, and I love your generosity. Thank you for that. Thank you, and in the name of my artisans, on behalf of my artisans.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. And I hope you guys check out her website. And again, when you make a purchase, don't forget to message me and let me know, or, however you want to contact me. You can also contact me at val@valnichols.com. Just let me know, because I want to double your impact. And if you do end up making a donation over Venmo or however you donate, I would love to match that as well, because when we were talking, it was literally like one of those things where, yeah, I wanted to bring you on here for sure. Like, we were commenting, we were chatting in the live, and people were like, bring her on, when I was talking about your beautiful accessories. And then we jump on the phone and you're telling me I didn't even know about the supporting the artisans in Colombia. And when you shared that story, I was literally like, yeah, this was supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen. So I am just so excited that not only that you were brought into my life when you were, because huge transformation. You were perfect for me. You were my perfect buddy.
Yeah, for each other.
Perfect for each other. Everything was perfect, but then the timing of this was amazing as well. And I'm excited to be able to support everything, because here's the thing, like, you guys, even people who are living in poverty in America are the richest top 3% of the world. It's crazy. Thank you for all the hearts. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I love it. And yeah, like, we're so blessed to live here in America, and the fact that we get to give back. I mean, even if it's like, things we take for granted, like going to Starbucks and buying a $5 coffee, or, whatever you guys have in Florida. I'm not sure if you have Starbucks. You probably do. But yeah. But, things like that, like, we are so incredibly blessed, and it's like just giving back and supporting something bigger than ourselves. It's a win-win. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so imagine, for what you get a latte here, you can feed an entire family for one day. Like big, like good meal. So, anything that you give, and you give from your heart, like truly, truly sending that generous energy out there, it comes back to you tenfold. Like
That's, yeah,
yeah.
that is probably one of my biggest takeaways from the past year of my life, has been like, I thought I was a generous person before. I thought I would give just to give, but honestly, when I really learned what it meant to give just to give, with no expectation, nothing in return. And I am not, like, people can get confused, because like, I'm a Christian, I'm a preacher, and I talk about wealth and talk about prosperity. Like, I'm not talking about prosperity Bible type stuff. Like, that is not what I'm sharing. But, I truly believe in the law of reciprocity, where when you open up and you give generously, and you can serve people just to serve, and you fall more in love with the people that you're serving than whatever it is that you're selling, or whatever it is that you get in return, like, that is when everything shifts for you. And learning to give just to give has come back to me tenfold, if not more.
Yeah, and in the ways that you least expect. It just comes. It's like this cycle. So you really get to get out of your own way and let it flow. Let it flow. So
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. I love the stand that you're taking for women, and women to become wealthy and really take that in and be standing in their power, creative, beautiful things, amazing things, living their dreams and impacting others, because that's the whole point of it.
I love it. And there's women like you and me, and the women who are watching, who get to hold the torch and light the path for other women.
Exactly. Love it. I love it. Love you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you, buddy. Oh my gosh. Not gonna cry. Not gonna cry. Don't ruin the makeup. Thank you so much. And like I said, we will absolutely I'll put your links back up. I put it in the comments here. I put your Venmo code and your website. I'll post it again in the group so that people have easy access, can find it really easily. And we'll keep this going the entire weekend. So until Monday morning, you guys, I'm gonna match every single dollar you spend. So thank you so much for showing up here today and giving so generously and sharing your gifts and your talents and what you're up to in the world with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for opening up the space for this and to really allow me to bring these beautiful things to all of you, to your community, and take a stand for the artisans who will be so grateful to hear that, you know, you're wearing a beautiful bag, that you have a beautiful bag in your hands, that you're wearing their work, and they're also, you know, having the income to thrive. So thank you so much. And let me know if there's anything that, if there's a bag or something that you want 2 of them or you want 3 of them, I can totally make that work with the artisan to make another one for you. So if you don't find it on the website, you can always reach out to me.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And thanks, ladies, for tuning in and making this live so much fun. I'll be back a little bit later today to do the drawing and to share a little bit more about money mindset. Mwah! Bye.